The story begins with the minions in search of their evil master in the early 20th century. James is a minion who likes to come up with stories, but he is an outcast among the other minions. The tribe stops on an island where they serve a giant cyclops. This comes to an end when James makes a Lego-like stone painting that the cyclops steps on, causing a chain reaction that injures him and makes him kick the minions out. While the rest of the tribe is mad at James, he becomes best friends with Henry, who thinks James is hilarious, as well as Ed, a hearing-impaired minion. They are led by Dick, a minion that the others are not too fond of. The minions then work for a wicked sorcerer. Despite his warnings, James and Henry tamper with his spellbook to summon a giant, fluffy, pink bunny creature. It turns out to be a vicious monster with laser eyes that destroys almost the entire castle and turns the sorcerer into dust. James and Henry send the creature back, but now they are once again without a master. The tribe continues traveling until they see what appears to be an outlaw bandit riding a horse with stolen loot. The minions chase the bandit as he makes his escape with a helicopter. James and Henry hijack the train and derail it, which causes it to go out of control in the streets of Los Angeles. They bring the train to a halt before it is revealed the entire thing was part of a movie set. The director, Max, is furious with the minions and orders them off his set. Max has to present his footage to his bosses and heads of the movie studio, Elwood and Frank Bright. Although nervous to show them the footage with the minions, the Brights think adding them is a genius move. They order Max to include the minions in the rest of the film. Max gathers them for a battle scene, and the minions beat up the other actors during the shoot. The minions soon take Hollywood by storm, starring in a string of blockbuster hits. However, things take a turn when films begin to incorporate sound. The minions' language makes it hard for them to act with dialogue, so the Brights fire the minions from the studio. Hoping to turn things around, James comes up with his idea for a monster movie with the minions. He comes up with a pitch that he presents to Max, who likes the idea, but says he cannot help, though he does express hope and encouragement towards James. Dick is not on board with the movie idea and takes the rest of the tribe with him to find their new leader, leaving James with only Henry and Ed as his help. The trio grab the spellbook and summon a tiny Cthulhu-like monster named Goomy. He is thankful to the minions for freeing him and learns about James's movie project. Goomy says that he can get authentic monsters for the project, and he instructs James, Henry, and Ed to take him to an island where these monsters are located. The other minions come across an alien robot named Dort, who claims to be on a mission to enslave the Earth. Dick and the others join Dort at his apartment that he claims is a spaceship disguised as an apartment. While out with the minions, Dort meets a suffragette named Debbie and begins a relationship with her, with help from the minions. Goomy and his 3 loyal minion guides finally arrive at the shores of the mysterious, uncharted island. Stepping onto the dense terrain, Goomy joyfully reunites with his ancient, colossal monster allies, Phillips and Howard, 2 truly gargantuan and terrifying kaiju who have been hidden away from the world. With the massive creatures in tow, the small crew makes the long journey back to Hollywood, where an unsuspecting James is feverishly preparing his indie movie set, completely focused on his cinematic vision. However, a dark and sinister secret begins to unravel when Henry accidentally overhears Goomy whispering a horrific truth to Phillips and Howard. The entire indie movie project is nothing but a clever front. They actually intend to use the set to summon an apocalyptic ancient monster named Irene, who will ruthlessly consume everything in her path as the ultimate revenge against humanity for centuries of brutal imprisonment. Before a panicked Henry can run to warn the others, the colossal monsters spot him. Following a frantic, terrifying chase through the shadows, they easily catch the helpless minion and take him hostage. Completely unaware of the looming betrayal happening right behind his back, James is smoothly told by Goomy that they will summon Irene directly on camera to capture a spectacular, high-impact opening scene. Goomy suggests using a bound Henry as a dramatic, sacrificial actor to make the sequence look completely authentic. James agrees, and as the cameras roll, the ritual succeeds beyond expectation. Irene, a monumental, horrifying orange blob writhing with hundreds of glaring, chaotic eyes, is violently unleashed upon the world. The monster immediately begins tearing the historic movie studio to literal pieces. In the absolute screaming chaos that follows, Henry miraculously manages a daring escape from his bonds, fleeing into the debris with a desperate James and Ed pursuing him through the burning wreckage, trying their best to reunite. As the seemingly unstoppable Irene slithers out of the studio ruins and into the heart of the city, unleashing an absolute rampage on the streets, the separate faction of minions, alongside Debbie and Dort, witness the unfolding apocalypse firsthand. Acting quickly, Dort evacuates everyone into his disguised apartment, which completely shocks the group by proving to be a highly functional, heavily weaponized spaceship. Simultaneously on the ground, another brave and reckless faction of minions commandeers heavy tactical tanks and advanced weaponry left abandoned by the fleeing military. Unfortunately, their heavy artillery barely scratches the surface of the rapidly evolving creature. Just as all hope seems entirely lost, Dort and his new fleet of minion-piloted spacecraft tear through the sky, unleashing a massive barrage of concentrated cosmic lasers. The intense heat of the alien weaponry causes Irene's gelatinous, shifting form to rapidly harden until she violently explodes into millions of completely harmless pieces. Seizing the chaotic moment of victory, James and Henry swiftly grab the spellbook together, loudly chanting the ancient incantation that forcefully banishes Gumi, Phillips, and Howard straight back to their eternal cosmic prison. In the quiet aftermath of the massive crisis, the minions are hailed worldwide as legendary global heroes. Because the dedicated Ed was secretly rolling the camera through the entirety of the real-life apocalypse, James suddenly finds himself with all the spectacular, high-budget footage he could ever need to complete his masterpiece with the enthusiastic help of his brothers. The highly anticipated film premieres to an ecstatic, packed crowd inside a grand theater, instantly becoming a historic global hit and earning a proud James a prestigious Golden Banana Award, the ultimate honorary Oscar. Suddenly, the perspective completely shifts, breaking the illusion. A woman named Olivia finishes telling this incredible, sprawling tale to her audience. A grand twist is finally revealed to the viewer. The entire epic story was merely a highly creative movie crafted by the imaginations of James and Henry, and every single character involved, including the terrifying cosmic entity Gumi, was just a talented actor playing a fictional part on a Hollywood set. Yet, the magic doesn't end there. During the closing credits, the timeline shifts forward to the era after the minions are formally adopted by the villainous Gru. Finding the forbidden spellbook left lying around the house, the mischievous creatures decide to play around with its dangerous magic once again. They casually cast a strange spell on Gru's dog Kyle when he is just an innocent little puppy, fully explaining to the audience why the creature grew up to look so incredibly bizarre, spiky, and freaky. Not stopping there, they also use the dark magic to play hilarious, frustrating pranks on a stressed Dr. Nefario. And finally, they summon the giant, fluffy pink bunny monster one last time for little Agnes, who finds the massive, laser-eyed beast absolutely adorable as it happily sits on the floor and plays with her.